What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is February 24th of 2021. I just got out of work not too long ago. It's about 10 minutes to 3 and we are at my local delayed harvest attempting to get in some fly fishing today. Today's a beautiful day outside. It's about 55 degrees. Nice break from the cold and snow we've been getting here in Pennsylvania, as you can see. But we're going to try and do some trout fishing today, hence why we were at the delayed harvest. I don't know when they most recently stocked here. It could have been as soon as yesterday, or it could have been as late as, you know, the beginning of January, or they could have not stocked at all. Based on the cars I've seen parked here in the past week or so, I assume they stocked, but that is for us to find out. So we're trudging through the snow here and we're about to get down to the creek. Now I got 2 rods with me. I usually go with the 2 rod option for the best results, best variety here. Now I got my spinning rod and my fly fishing combo. I got a gold trout magnet on the spinning rod, and I got a little freshwater nymph pattern there on our, freshwater shrimp pattern there on the fly rod. And we're gonna see what we can do today, whether we can find some trout or not. Now we got a lot of snow melt going on now that it's warming up, so the water is moving a bit faster than usual and it's not as clear as it typically is, so that gives me ideas of maybe what to throw if this stuff isn't panning out. I will say the conditions so far are not prime for fishing by any means. We got pretty fast, deep moving water, which is not what I'm used to at this particular spot. And we got a bit of a breeze blowing that's kind of messing with the track of our bait. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll save this hole for the way out. Maybe throw on a bit of a heavier spinner that'll cause a bit more vibration, a bit more flash. Now I'm going to head upstream some and see if we can get any action up there, because the current that's over here, fish that's been battling that current for a while, they're going to look for a place to kind of tucker down with nice, like, slow pulls. So I'm going to try and find just that by going upstream, see if we have any better luck or luck at all from this far. But right over here in this corner up against this rock wall here, we got a nice stagnant pool where the water kind of pushes back in like a gyration area. So I'm going to try and get my lure right there, because that's where a fish would hunker down and kind of hide from the current and wait for food to pass right by. So I just dropped the trout magnet right into that little pool there. Hopefully there's something hungry waiting right there. I'll come scoop up the trout magnet. I'm using the gold color because it's still a bit natural looking, but it should also stand out in the muddy looking water. Hopefully give us an advantage here. I don't want to let it drift too close to that wall, because that's also a great place to get snagged up at. And I don't want to lose a whole bunch of stuff today. Now my theory is, if there's any fish right here, they're not going to be the first ones to bite, because it is already 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. at this point. Sun is high, and any fisherman that was here earlier today would have hit that spot first, because it's right next to the road. It's the most pressured hole I would say, out of the several that they stock at this delayed harvest section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk all the way upstream to the farthest known hole, at least to me, that they stock at, and I'm going to try and fish there first and then work my way back down and maybe try out some different tactics and see if we can get something on the board today. All right, we had a little bit of fishermen on our way up here, so hopefully they'll be gone by the time I get back. There's a couple guys chopping down branches on the trail over here. I don't want to get in their way, so right now I'm cutting through the creek. I'm going to try and get on the other side of those guys so I can get up to the spot where I wanted to fish. Well guys, it seems like there's people fishing in the spot I've wanted to fish. The farthest known spot I know that they stock, at least at this point in the year. And there's not much I can do about that. They're already fitting 2 people over there, so I don't want to be rude and try and barge in there. So I think the only thing I have to do is to walk back to the spots I already passed and see if anybody has moved since the last time I walked by. Well guys, I found some fish right beneath me, but they are pretty deep down there. They're probably about 4 or 5 feet beneath the surface, but right around this rock here, right around that rock that's right beneath me, that piece of structure, there's a whole bunch right on the right hand corner of that, and some big ones too, like easy 16-18 inch rainbow trout. But they're there. They're gonna be hard to get, but they're there. I think the best shot I have is to throw on a long leader on my fly rod and go in at them. But I also want to try from the right hand side bank here and try and get a couple casts on them. I'll try and drop them right on their head too, but I don't think it's going to pan out as good as I think it would. My best shot is to cast upstream as far as I can, which is going against the wind, and then have it let enough line out that I can get a good drift on them with the trout magnet if I wanted to do it that way too. But I'm gonna drop my net and see if I can pull off a magic trick here, because it'd be a miracle if I can land, even hook one of these fish, let alone get it up, because I'm sitting on the middle of a bridge right now. We got steel bars across at the bottom here. I'd have to walk all along the side and then try and get it up. It'd just be a nightmare. Has some strong gusts blowing right now. It's gonna make it difficult to cast and get us right where we want it. Even more difficult if we wanted to do the fly fishing option. I just cast it with a leaf on my pole because I'm an idiot. All right, here we go. Let's try and get that down a bit more without getting snagged. I got one. Got a fish. All right, get him up. We got him, boys. We got a fish. All right, let's go ahead and take a picture of this guy, and let's walk him down and get a good release on him. First rainbow trout of the year. All right, I didn't think that was actually gonna work, but we got our first stocked trout of the year. Got a quick picture of him. Now I'm gonna walk him down and hopefully get a good release on this fish. He hasn't been on the water too long, so don't freak out on me. Alright, let's go ahead and unhook this guy. Got him right on the top of the jaw there. Alright, nice easy unhooking. He's gonna go back just fine. Alright, next time we gotta have the net right next to us, because that was a little bit too risky. I didn't have enough time to try and risk getting that guy all the way up. Or I didn't have enough time to risk going all the way around, excuse me. But we got a fish. That was the goal. We caught a fish. Alright guys, well, we caught our first fish, and a couple minutes after we actually released that fish, there was a game warden that came up and was talking to me. First time I had a bit of a longer conversation with a game warden. I just had another bite there. I'm trying to figure out the best route to get down there if I hook another fish, because right now there's not a whole lot of ways to get down there without going through some trees. And that's, oh, I thought that was a bigger trout. Just got a nice stick there. See if I can hoist this up without breaking my line. There we go. Nice little stick fish. Hopefully that didn't cause too much commotion in the water. Don't want to spook off my prey. That's the first time I caught a fish up on that bridge though, up on this bridge. Usually the fish under this bridge are so pressured that you can't possibly hook one unless you're a magician. Well, it looks like I am a magician. Thank you, man. Alright guys, we got another one. Nice little brown trout this time. Get him unhooked here. Hopefully didn't swallow it too bad. Alright, got it out. Take a nice little picture of this guy. I'm gonna go. Once again, that fish there came on a nice gold trout magnet. This one's got a black side though. I believe Leland calls that the bison color pattern. Alright guys, well, after that second fish you saw, well, during the catch of that second fish you saw, there was these 3 guys that came over and they were doing a bit of fly fishing, and I saw the one guy a bit downstream from me hook into something, most likely a rainbow trout. But other than that, they didn't hook much fly fishing by that bridge. So credit of that second catch goes to that guy that helped me land the fish. That was nice of him. If you're going to take a man's spot, at least help him land his fish. So that was cool. After I caught that fish, I switched from the trout magnet to my fly rod and that freshwater shrimp pattern, and I got out in front of that rock, casting with the wind towards that pocket to where they were at, and didn't have any bites. So I gave up my spot to some younger kids that came along, and now I'm headed back downstream, see if any other spots cleared up. We made it to our final spot of the day. We have gotten lucky enough that there is nobody here at the moment, but there's people right upstream, so this probably just got hit not too long ago. But we're gonna try our luck here for a little bit. I'm just gonna continue throwing around that trout magnet, since that's what's caught our first 2 fish. There's no sense in changing since it hasn't stopped working. With that said, minimal bites today, but the conditions, I wouldn't expect too many bites. From what I've heard, nobody's caught more than a couple fish today, and we caught a couple fish today, so I say we are right on par for the day, which is not too bad. I will take that over a skunk any day. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I've cast around this pink trout magnet for quite a while now, and not any bites. I think the current's moving a bit too much in this section for the fish to kind of hunker down at. Conditions right now aren't good for this spot to hold as many fish as that bridge did up there. By that bridge you saw I was sitting on the top, kind of looking down on the fish. And I was just casting my line, flipping it right alongside that piece of structure that was sitting here. And the back end of that structure on the right hand side, it was creating a break from the current, and these fish were kind of suspended right in that break, just waiting for food to pass right over their head. So what I would do is I would cast the trout magnet right alongside the rock That way it drifted right with the current alongside and would present itself right where those fish were kind of suspended at. And that's what got me those couple of bites and those 2 landed fish. So I'm glad that worked out today. I honestly can't ask for much more. This spot is a very pressured spot this time of year, being that it's a delayed harvest. There's a lot of people fishing it. As you saw, there was like 3 other people that joined me just at that bridge, and there's probably another, 5 other people that are here as well. What's that?
Anything in there?
Not in here, but I caught 2 up by that bridge.
I was just wondering if they made it too far down. I don't think they close stocked.
Yeah, I just think the current's too much for them right here for them to be swimming in that. But yeah, after the whole virus thing hit, a lot of people around here picked up new hobbies, and some of those people that picked up those hobbies were fishermen. So now we got much more people fishing this spot than there was back in 2019 when I first started going a little bit heavier on the YouTube content. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, maybe learned a little something about stock trout fishing. And if you did enjoy today's video, feel free to hit the like and subscribe, and stay tuned for other videos from me by hitting that little bell next to the notification, or next to the subscribe button. Just a little bell. You just gotta tap it and then you'll be notified every time I upload a video. But that is gonna do it for today's session on the delayed harvest here. And I will see you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.